Welcome back, guys. Your boy Jamal Kyle.
We're Rob.
This is Bare Seasonin. What we got going on today?
Today we got a classic chicken and waffles, but it's gonna be a little twist. It's gonna be a chicken waffle sandwich.
We're clogging your arteries today.
we're gonna make healthy meals at some point. We promise. At some point.
We're all about clogging your arteries and giving you the itis.
But today, yes, we're gonna make some fried chicken and waffles. But it's gonna be a fried chicken waffle sandwich. We're making two different variations. One, we're gonna have cheddar and bacon. The other, we're gonna have coleslaw and pickles. So stay tuned. This is gonna be a treat.
You name pork? Okay.
Cameraman said yes.
Everybody names pork? Okay, let's
So stay tuned. We're about to be back with y'all. But you got something?
Yeah. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, follow. Hit us up. Your criticism, your thoughts, your whatever. Just
whatever you want us to make.
You know, just hit me up. My phone is dry, so.
Now we got the seasoning of the chicken. This part honestly doesn't take too long. It's nothing crazy. Right now we're gonna use that OG Flav seasoning for our chicken. What you want to make sure is that our chicken is already cut. It's already been cleaned. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add the seasoning to the chicken.
Shout out to the Flav Spice Company.
Listen. If you haven't got you some yet, go get you some. The seasoning is off the hook. We got more here, all the different Flav seasonings, so make sure you go check it out. But right now we're gonna use OG Flav, which is more like your all-purpose seasoning. Some people just put salt and pepper. If that's what you like, go ahead. But us, we wanna add a little bit of,
Bare Seasonin, of course.
Of course. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure our chicken is patted dry. Biggest thing, when you're adding chicken to any sort of thing that's gonna be breaded, you wanna make sure your chicken is dry. If it's wet, you're not gonna get a good steak. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add.
Man's pre how you touched the raw chicken and open the thing.
Already washed my hands, relaxed. Everything is good. Take this guy in. So we're gonna go ahead.
I don't like salmonella with my food.
And we're gonna only add a little bit of seasoning.
Yo, you wash the chicken?
Of course, chicken's already been washed, cut.
What you wash the chicken with?
Vinegar. So we use some lemon as well.
You know you have to test it, man. Because some men don't know how to clean chicken.
That is very true. And I know there's all the reports out there that say you don't need to clean your chicken. We don't believe those. But anyway, make sure we got a good amount of seasoning right on each side. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and add that. Add some more to this side here. And what we want is just an even coat of seasoning because this is gonna get breaded anyway, right? So what we're gonna do is this, and however many pieces you have, you're gonna put it into a container with buttermilk. Buttermilk is what you're gonna use as your adhesive to keep everything on, to put the breading in place. So what you wanna do is you wanna take this here, put it, and all your pieces, put it in a tub of buttermilk and leave it covered overnight in the fridge, okay? Once you have it overnight in the fridge, you'll be ready to make your sandwich. So this is a little bit of prep the day before you're ready to go, and then once you're ready to go, we'll show you what it's gonna look like. Now, we have our buttermilk that has sat in overnight in the fridge in the buttermilk with the seasoning. It's here, ready to go. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get to adding the layer of batter on it. So what we want to do to give it a little bit more flavor and obviously Bare Seasonin, what we're going to use is we're going to put a little bit of baking powder. This is actually more to give the coating a little bit more of a crisp. Okay, so we're going for crispy. So we're going to add a little bit of baking powder there, and then we're going to add some of our OG Flav seasoning again as well, because that's going to give it that added flavor to the breading.
So wild breakfast, though.
It is a wild breakfast. I mean, but yo, is chicken and waffles really breakfast or is it brunch?
I guess it is a brunch.
It's brunch.
Still, that's a wild brunch.
It is. Honestly,
I'm used to having oatmeal as a youth, that's all I have.
Wake up in the morning.
I was a teenager when I first had actual cereal.
Really?
I'm not.
I was like, what?
That's a little over twist.
All right. So hands already washed. Now what we're gonna use for our coating, we got some gloves. So now we're gonna take this and we're gonna dab it. We're gonna dip it right into the flour. Now, some people are gonna wonder why we're using chicken thighs instead of chicken breasts, and honestly, the real reason is just because chicken thighs are a little bit more flavorful. They lock in the flavor a little bit more, and they cook a little bit better as well. So a lot of your favorite places might use chicken breasts, but they might also use chicken thighs for their sandwiches. So really all we're gonna do is we're gonna take each piece, right, one at a time, and we're going to make sure we get it in to the flour. We want to keep as much of the flour on it as we can, right? Put it in there. I'm going to do that with each piece. So each piece, sometimes just give it one of those.
What's the strangest thing you've ever had for breakfast?
Steak. And I'm not talking like steak and egg steak. I'm talking like an evening steak. That's probably the weirdest thing.
That's wild. like potatoes and asparagus?
Yeah, I had asparagus with it still.
For breakfast. Like you made steak for breakfast.
Granted, I did wake up a little late that day.
Like a lumberjack?
So I'm saying it was weird still, but I had to craving.
Is he a trucker?
Because I had to steak out overnight.
He's eating steak for breakfast.
I had to steak out overnight, and then I woke up and I was like, honestly, I'm trying to eat this now.
For a steak.
So what's the weirdest thing you ever had for breakfast?
I can't even remember, to be honest. Something
Everyday man can't remember.
Something odd that like my babysitter probably gave me when I was like 8.
Say that tomato slices with salt and pepper.
Nah, like McDonald's fries for breakfast. I don't want to be letting those babysitters babysit me,
Yo, I think we all had one of those.
You know the ones with like 6 kids and they don't be watching their own kids, they just watch you.
And everybody in the hood just still trusts their all their kids, but
of course,
it's just how it goes.
Be giving the kids ketchup chips after dinner.
So we have the fryer heating up. So when it comes to how you want to fry your thigh pieces, not everybody has a deep fryer. It is not an air fryer thing. These things do need to be fried in oil. So if you do have oil in a pot, you can use that. Probably want to heat it up to like 375, 390 degrees. We do have a deep fryer that we're going to use. So when the fryer is hot, we're going to dump these in. We're probably going to go 2 or 3 at a time to give it some space. And then we're going to leave them in the fryer for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then we're going to take them out and they're going to be ready to go. We're going to get you in with the waffles just now.
Alright, so waffles. Very simple. All you need is some flour. Got 2 cups of flour. All you need is some baking powder, eggs, milk, sugar, vanilla extract, and butter, and you're Gucci. You're set to go. We got my sister here because we want your pancakes and
Waffles.
We want the waffles then to be fluffy. You see it?
What kind of flour do you usually use? Like regular white all-purpose?
Yeah, I usually use white all-purpose. Well, white all-purpose. Sounds a little, I know, a little mixy. Black all-purpose flour. So I did 2 cups of flour. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my baking powder. You need 4 teaspoons, I believe.
You know what's funny? Somebody in one of the comments of the older video said that we were scraping the bottom of the baking powder. Said the baking powder was on his last legs. Batch brought a whole baking powder still. Don't worry, we gotta pull our batch this time.
Yeah, stay out of my comments, man. You want to do my grocery shopping for me? It's hard times. Been eating oatmeal for like 6 days straight. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir, brother. It's actually crazy. It's actually a crazy way to live. It's an insane way to live.
Alright, then we got 1.5 cups of milk. I'm gonna go ahead and add it to the 2 eggs that we already previously cracked. Good thing I came off that 12-hour marathon on the hump. Forearms nice and strong.
Hey, this guy. Hey, this guy.
I joked it.
That's a 12-hour.
I joked it.
Get out of here.
You don't have those, eh?
I don't want those problems. I don't. Everything has to have a little bit of extra seasoning, no matter what. Unless I see the hands that made it.
Ever see those videos on YouTube if the hands are ashy and black? Yo, the food is blessed.
Every time, because you know they're only ashy because they've been washing hands, and the black shows you the flavor already.
You see the callus on the knuckles? Yo, the food is blessed.
So yo, why do you put the liquid stuff separate?
See how I'm blind, like, look at this. How are we supposed to work with this?
Yeah, put it right there.
Get us up. Give me some utensils. KitchenAid. Okay. No. No. Send us utensils. Send us utensils. Random one.
Is there a reason why you add all the like liquid stuff separate and then whisk that before you get them got the aprons?
North side on the map? Okay.
Yeah, is there a reason why you do that?
No. That's just how I was taught to be. So I'm pretty sure there is a reason for it. I don't know. I'm not gonna ask. I just follow instructions.
It's time to get our chicken fried. So like I said, we're probably gonna do about 3 or so pieces at a time. Put them right into the deep fryer. So as I said, we're gonna cook them for about 5 to 7 minutes each one, each batch, and then we're gonna be good to go. So you want it to get a nice golden brown. If it starts to get too dark, that means you need to put the heat down a little bit because it's too dark. You don't want it to get overly dark. You want it to be a nice golden brown, nice crisp. Some people, if you're using it with internal oil on the stove, you want to get its internal temperature to about 160 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. So we're gonna shake up the pot a little bit. Look at that. So we'll let it sit now 5 minutes. We're gonna get started on our bacon now as well. We're gonna make about 4 or 5 strips of bacon. This is gonna be for the pieces that have cheddar and bacon on them. So we're gonna get started with that just now. Now our chicken is cooked for about 5 to 7 minutes. You see a nice crisp. Even if you're using a fryer, sometimes you want to turn them around a little bit. We're probably gonna let ours go for about another minute or so. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna see a nice crisp on it like this, okay? And then we're gonna be ready to take it out in about a minute. We're gonna let it rest and we're gonna do the next batch. And then when the next batch is all done, we'll see how it all looks. Now it's time to make a coleslaw for the sandwich. So honestly, you can make coleslaw with a pretty easy recipe. In terms of what you want to use, obviously for your greens, you want to use regular cabbage, purple cabbage, and you want to use some carrots as well. You can buy store-bought. You can get the cabbage yourself, cut it up depending on how much you're going to use. So in terms of the mix for the coleslaw, we're going to go ahead, add some mayonnaise. Okay, you can use sour cream as well. Some people use sour cream, some people don't. We're not gonna use sour cream for this recipe. So you're gonna go ahead and add the mayonnaise. Some people also add apple cider vinegar. I'm not a huge fan personally, so we're gonna skip that part as well. We're gonna go ahead and add about a teaspoon of lemon juice. And we're gonna add a teaspoon of honey. This is brand new honey, so we gotta crack the seal on it. Golly. Sticky stuff.
Odds.
So, get about a whole teaspoon of honey as well. Maybe add a little extra because you know how honey gets sticky. Some people like add the apple cider vinegar because it gives it a little bit more tang. I personally do not like my coleslaw with too much tang.
No apple cider vinegar in my food, yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just mix this up. Mix it up. Just gonna mix that so it's nice and consistent. And then we're gonna go ahead and add it to the coleslaw. You don't wanna add everything at first. Depending on the consistency at which you like your coleslaw, you might wanna add more or less. Some people like their coleslaw a little bit more submerged in the liquid. Some people like it a little bit more dry. I like it a little bit on the drier side. I don't like it completely submerged. So, actually we didn't even try this. Make sure it tastes good. Forgot to add a little salt and pepper. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit on top since we already put it in. A little bit more in here. Add some of that. All right, so we're not gonna overdo it too much with the dressing. Like I said, we don't want it to be super wet. But now, not often, but go ahead and try this out.
I have to cut that out still.
Prime. We're ready to go.
Well, this is looking absolutely beautiful. We thank you guys for joining us once again. This has been Bare Seasonin, your boy Jamal Khan.
Your boy Rob. Let us know, please, if you liked it, if you're gonna try it. We want to see y'all's videos. If you try it, if you do the recipe yourself, we want to see your videos, your version, what it looked like at the end result. Please let us know. Give us all the
You
feedback.
gotta stop talking because I'm ready to eat this. Shout out to Flav, at Flav, for your spices. They got some very good spices. Jerk is my favorite. Check them out at Flav. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that. Your boys.
Time for the man to eat. God bless.
Holy.
This is hard.
This might clog my arteries, but damn. This is good.